Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So it's been forever since I've done a makeup tutorial, and I know I promised some of you guys that I would do a full face makeup tutorial using Primark products. So that's pretty much exactly what I've done today. Pretty much I say is because there are one or two things that I tried to get from Primark, but as you guys know who shop there, one store sells different stuff, another store sells other stuff, and sometimes it can be difficult. So the things that I didn't use of Primark, I just didn't show them on camera at all. That would be my eyebrows, which is just my usual Anastasia dip brow, my kohl eyeliner, which is my Scandalized from Rimmel, and my mascara. Everything else is Primark. So I did this kind of glowy golden makeup tutorial, so it's really nice for the spring summer season. And then rather than having your standard kind of nudish sort of lips, I decided to go for something a bit more magenta. And then I whacked on a little bit of lip gloss in the center of my lips just to give it that little bit of a golden sparkle that complements the purple really well. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye. Hello everybody. So first we're going to start with the eyes, and I'm using the eyeshadow primer, which I actually really like. I know a few people don't like it, but I'm a big fan of it, and it only costs £2. So I'm just priming my eyes first and then letting this set before I move on to my face, where I'm using the primer water. It was new, which is why I was making that face. I love this primer, by the way. It's like my third bottle. And then for foundation, I'm going to be using the My Perfect Color Perfect Finish foundation in the shade Toffee, and I'm dotting it all over my face using a Real Techniques Expert, no, it's the stippling brush, that's it. I love this foundation too. It's one of my favorites, and I'm just evenly applying this as a one layer all over my face. It gives a really nice kind of natural skin looking finish, and it is buildable as well. So as I normally do, I have a little bit of extra coverage that I need on my cheek area, so I will go in like a little bit extra. And then I'm going to be using their concealers, which are the My Perfect Color ones in the shade. First is Toffee. I'm applying all under the eyes, and then I'm going in with a little bit of Nude Beige just to add a bit of highlight to the face to mix in with that yellow shade. And then I'm going to be blending it all in with a beauty blender. This way I kind of create my own shade, and I use quite a bit of it as I find the consistency even slightly thin, so I normally have to apply a little bit extra. And then to set it all, I'm using the Insta Banana powder, and I'm using my Real Techniques buffing brush, as I always do, to very heavily apply it under the eyes. I've actually applied more powder than normal because, like I said, the concealer is quite liquidy, so I normally need to apply a little bit extra, and yeah, it was way too much. And then I'm just using that same brush just to brush it all off after a couple of seconds. This will stop my concealer from moving throughout the day, especially under the eyes. And then I'm using the deeper shade to dot it onto my face into the areas I want to have like a cream contour. And the reason I'm dotting it rather than wiping it is because it's very pigmented, and this way I'm using a lot less product. See, you can see it's like wow. And then I'm using a NYX number 5 brush. I can't remember the name. I will link all the brushes below for you guys for reference. And I am just blending it all in. As the concealer is really liquidy, you can see that it's quite easy to blend in. It's not really thick, and it doesn't make it difficult for me. And around the nose, I'm using my Makeup Addiction Cosmetics, the Queen brush, as I need a little bit more definition around the nose. And the other brush was obviously a bit bigger. So this palette, it's called the Ultimate Face Sculpting Palette. It is £1, you guys. £1. It was on the till, and I'm using the contouring shade just to obviously set the excuse me, my throat. I'm using it to set the concealer around my face using the Morphe M405 brush, and I'm using the Queen brush just to set it around my nose as well. I'm using one of their brushes, which is the liquid blending brush, but I'm actually not using it for liquid, obviously. I am using the same Instagirl banana powder that I used under my eyes to tidy up all the areas of my face where there was a bit too much overlap on the contour. This is just to sharpen everything so that I can look super glam, because you know I like my super glam looks. And then I'm just tidying it up slightly. Then I'm using the Instagirl pressed banana powder, and I am setting it all over my face using my large powder F30 brush by Sigma. This will also kind of minimize any darkness from the contour, like if I've gone a bit overboard. Then I'm just setting my lips with Carmex, which you can buy from there, by the way. Anyway, now I'm using the Pure Glow highlighting palette, and I am using the shade Glimmer to apply it to my brow bone. Oh my god, you guys, their highlighting palettes are like the best. Next, I'm using this other kind of mauvey shade. They don't have any names, by the way, so I'm just going to have to poorly describe it. This kind of mauvey shade, and I'm going backwards and forwards in the crease using my Morphe M330 blending brush. It's my favorite blending brush ever. And I am just building up the intensity, creating dimension to my eyes. And then I'm using the Gold Rush highlighting palette. Look how pretty that one is as well, you guys. And I'm using the shade Carrot. This was actually the first time I was using it, so when you see my reactions in this video, they are genuine, people. Like, it's like, woo, look how nice and gold and gorgeous that is, like, seriously. So I'm going all over my lid using the eye shading E55 brush by Sigma. This is a very simple look, by the way, and I'm just like showing you how you can just create quite simple looks from a £1 palette, really. And then I'm using this more brown, deep brown shade. It's actually for your brows, it says on the back of the palette, but it doesn't matter. And then I'm going into my lower lash line using a Sigma pencil brush. Then I'm using the Pure Glow palette again, and I'm using Glimmer again, and I am showing you what it looks like again. And I am placing it on my tear duct using a MAC 219 pencil brush. Look how cute it looks. All these eyelashes, they are the Suzanne Jackson lashes in the style Kylie. I'm just trimming them off and just prepping them on the side before I go back to the shade Blaze from the Gold Rush palette, and I'm applying it to the backs of my cheeks as I always do using a MAC 129 blush brush. I never go onto the apples of my cheeks, always kind of the back. And then I'm using the shade Firefly from the Pure Glow palette, and I am going all over my cheekbones using a Morphe, I think it's the 310 fan brush. It's a big fan brush, and I'm just applying it all over the areas of my face where I want it highlighted. So obviously the Cupid's bow as well, Cupid's bow. And now my lashes are dry, so I'm just applying them. I basically leave my lashes to dry-ish for like 5 minutes. Don't listen to people who say 30 seconds, that's nonsense. I leave it on the side before I apply it, as I always do, and that's it. The eyes are now done and looking gorgeous. Now I'm using one of their Get Lippy matte collection liquid lipsticks and lip liners. This is in the shade Girls World, so it comes with a lip liner, which obviously I'm using first, and I'm just blending it in before I go in with the liquid lipstick. These liquid lipsticks, you guys, they're matte ones. Oh my god, they are so amazing. Like, seriously, this color is just like gorgeous. I love it. And then I'm using this, what's it called, the Matte and Gloss collection, this kind of nudie sparkly sort of shade. I don't think it has a name, so nudie sparkly will have to be. And because obviously I've got liquid lipstick on, I have to pat it on, and then it makes it a little bit sticky, and so that I can kind of blend out the edges so that it doesn't look like harsh gold. And then I'm setting it all using the Pollution Protect Facial Mist just to set it all, and voila, we are done. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.